Games. You want games? I'll give you games. Welcome to Demasked. My name is Fresman. Today I'm joined by, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, is it Saincisco?
Oh, wow, you actually nailed it in one try. But for shortness of the stream about or video, you can just call me Sain.
Sain, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I just had breakfast, as you heard before we were recording this, and I swallow all the food really quick. How dare you make me eat breakfast really fast? I'm kidding.
Pardon me. Well, the minute you said it, like, oh, I'm gonna make breakfast real quick, I'm like, maybe I have time to make coffee. I'm like, I don't have time to make coffee. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're good.
Now, we're actually breaking a bit of a record here because this is actually the first time, and I know you and I just went through the setup process here, but for the party people at home, this is the first time I'm doing something like this, having a guest in some form on screen.
In the flesh, you may say, right?
Right.
Well, I'm very honored. Well, actually, would it call in the flesh? I'm basically a 2D character on your screen. I'm 2D. I'm not real. I'm a fiction of your imagination.
How would you describe your persona?
Well, let's see. Well, what's the closest way? You take my name and you put the letter IN at the beginning, and then you get something like this. Well, it's not always the case, but you know. Yeah, there's a lot of other things that I can possibly do. So let me give you a jump scare.
That's fantastic.
This is gonna be really weird if this recording is mainly audio and not visual, since you said it's the first time doing this kind of thing like this. So it's like, but no, I get it.
Just hearing, hey, check this out, then nothing happens on screen.
It wouldn't be a VTuber stream or collab if it wasn't scuffed from the very beginning. Remember those words if you're going to interview a lot of VTubers. It's gonna happen more often than you think.
What, scuffed?
Scuff? You never heard of scuff? And
I have.
You have. Okay, so scuff basically, yeah. You know what it is. You know what it means.
Say I get around, unfortunately.
So I hope that says a little bit about my personality. But to answer your question, well, essentially, allow me to introduce myself. Maybe you have these questions. Maybe this can answer some of your questions. Mm-hmm. But I'm just an overall chaotic and also fun, energetic gremlin. For the most, there are days where I just want to chill and just chat. I'm mainly just chatting VTuber for the most, streamer, etc. Yeah.
So what made you get into being a VTuber? Like, where did this all start?
Okay, so where did it start? It started with a bucket list.
Was this the top of the list or the bottom?
I would say somewhere in the top 3, like life things that I've been wanting to do. Because number 1 is going to Japan. I still dream of going to Japan. That's on the top of my bucket list. It's unfortunate that I haven't been able to do it, but something that the reason why I got into VTubing is because for a long time I've always been wanting to be, you know, a content creator of any kind, and I always say that I never really gave it a shot, but a secret between you and me, I did give it a try. But it was like very casual a long time ago when I was just a regular content creator, just shit posting on YouTube, on Facebook, if people still use that. I used to make just memes and stuff like that, but I never really like deep dive in too much into it. And when I saw VTubing, I saw that it was like a perfect avenue for me. I guess my body and my mind was waiting for something like VTubers to exist, so that I can represent myself as I like to.
See, I went the analog route. I wear a mask.
That's perfectly. Hey, VTubers are essentially just mask. Have you ever seen on Twitter trends things like like oh VTuber reveal, and then there's also like VTuber how the VTuber looks behind the mask or posts like that. There's a specific tag for that, but it is kind of like that. Another term that people use for VTubers is that we're essentially like Gundams. It's just it's just someone running this giant mecha.
You know what? That's fair. Speaking of, if
Mhm.
you were to go to Japan, where would you go?
Oh snap. Damn, that's a good question because I mean, one thing is just stepping over there, but then after that, it's gonna sound a little cliche, but I kind of want to go to like, aside from Akihabara, which is like the one of the most obvious, that's because big anime fan over here, big weeb wants to go to the place where a lot of things like that happen.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, I just want to visit like the temples, the shrine, get acquainted with the culture. I don't want everything to be focused and centered about just being a weeb. As someone who grew up in a very household with a lot of cultural stuff, I'm always like I always have an eye open to just have the experience of all those places. Looking at it through pictures, videos, and all that stuff, it's nice. But from my own experience, visiting those places, it's more immersive for me and it's gratifying.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
I don't know if I've brought it up on the show before, but I have a love for giant robots. And so I want to go to Akihabara just for like the Gundams, the EVA units, the whole like Devil Mezzinger.
I wouldn't blame you. Wait, didn't they take down like the giant Gundam already? Like I know that's one of them that they took down.
Oh
I
no!
forgot
Did
it was all of
they?
them. Yeah, one of the
No.
displays got taken down, so we are a little late on that.
Oh,
But there's still more giant mechs.
you're breaking my heart. I was gonna go give that thing a hug.
Oh, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
No.
I'm kidding. Okay.
Get the hell out of here.
I have a habit of doing that. As a VTuber, I am. People think that I'm all wholesome and maybe sometimes like, oh my god, look at the little VTuber. No, I am the kind that's gonna probably bring you the bad news. It's like, I'm sorry, Timmy. It's that. I'm sorry about that. It's not like that.
I wasn't
It's nothing
expecting
personal.
this. I wasn't expecting the SpongeBob sound effect.
Hey, that's the last time I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna respect the sanctity of your podcast.
Uh-huh.
It's just how my brain is wired right now. I have something called streamer brain, where I think that I think I'm doing it all the time. Sometimes I wake up, I look in the mirror, and be like, "Hey, Chad, how you doing?"
I've heard that a lot in person. Like friends of mine, like the ironic version. Like, Chad, is this real?
Oh yeah, that one. I was gonna say that one too, but I say that in the middle of life crisis. I'll save it. That's reserved.
That's reserved.
Yeah. Relative dying. I mean, hey, Chad, is this real?
That's the chat.
Okay, please don't cancel me.
You heard it here, folks.
It happens way more often. I repeat that line way often than I think. I sometimes I let the insanity live me. That's the word that my community came up with over time.
So, how long have you been VTubing for?
So rewind the clip of this vlog when I said about 3 years. Did I say it here? No, I think. No, I think I said it off before we started the recording. Okay, so, but sorry, super brain moment there. But hey, to answer your question simply, 3 years and 3 years plus, 3 years and like 3 months or so. It was like on a summer on July of 3 years ago, whatever the number is. So yeah, it's been an eventful journey. I love every bit of it. There are ups and downs, but even the downs have been like educational, let's say that. And I'm very big on that. Aside from being a VTuber, I used to be a teacher. I have a bachelor's degree in education, so learning about all this is honestly one of the greatest journeys ever.
Fascinating. Like so what made you want to do the jump from teaching to VTubing? Was it a gradual process or did you just like I quit and then next day
No, so basically, okay, it's a bit of a long story, but essentially, I guess the culmination of it is that I guess my mind and body got tired of the work. I'm
Mm,
someone who doesn't like just sticking in one place, and as much as I love teaching, I feel like if I stay doing that thing for my entire life, it would be very uneventful and very boring. And on top of that, I guess another big excuse about it is that where I used to work, the place closed down. I had a mental crisis, and I almost jumped off the building because of it. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
oy.
I guess I'm. Oh wait, is that TMI?
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be a silly anime character on the internet. But in between those, there were several retail jobs. And now I've been. So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you another special reason why I can be. Well, I can be a teacher, but why I often prefer not to go back to it. In my specific case, it wouldn't be a sane podcast interview if I wasn't talking about one of the main reasons why I started VTubing, and that is my health condition. Um, you probably heard before the many tales of VTubers having an excuse or a story for VTubing. One of the big ones being like Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse has like the whole immune deficiency condition, and it's very difficult for like to work outside of your place. So in my case, I have something very rare. It's called the Moya Moya disease.
Hmm.
It's a condition that has to do with the blood vessels in the head. It's a bit uneventful. Basically, I can't stress a lot. I can't anything that increases blood pressure a lot. I have to be cautious of, and a lot of overstimulation, light, sound can induce seizures, strokes, and all the really good things in between that come together with having no blood flow on the head. I suffer a double fatal blow of like 2 strokes simultaneously one day under a heavy stress situation, and I nearly die. I nearly 2 strokes at the same time. It's no easy for nobody. And then after I recover from that, well, I'm still not really fully recovered. It's a chronic disease for a reason. I have to deal with it for the rest of my life. And then I've been spending a lot of time at home. And what did I do while I was at home recovering from head surgery? I said to myself, what do I want to do in life? This is something. Do I really want to go back to teaching once I feel a little better? And then with my hands, I put everything on a note. I said, I want to make content. I've always wanted to grab the homies and play some Smash Bros, do some competitive Smash Bros, and record that. Maybe it will pop off sometime, or make some memes, make some. Something else that I really like was like I used to love like VR chat videos, and where people just like, hey, get together with characters and talk, and I'm like, how can I combine my gaming and also my love for like virtual characters? And then I saw that 2D VTubers started existing, and 3D VTubers as well. Like, oh, wow, that seems accessible to someone like me. And on top of that, I can be a really cool anime character. And I gave it a shot. And honestly, the best decision in my life.
Now, my question is, you mentioned Smash Bros. How does that not raise your blood pressure?
I have a lot of patience. That's one of my best qualities is the patience that I have. And which is one of the most shocking things that my doctors told me is like, how did you not have this sooner? You had this for a long time. This has been like inside of you with your history record. You actually had episodes of this thing in the past. Like, why didn't you have a stroke before? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just a chill person, I'm just a chill I'm just a chill creature. I live, I game, I enjoy my hobbies. The world's burning up. Okay, cool. I don't know what I can do about it. I'm just gonna go back to my chilling corner, and
Dance.
that's yeah,
Dance while it burns.
exactly. But that did not stop some certain stressful situations from happening. Life being dealt me with a lot of bad cards. And health started declining as you get older. So it was a ticking time bomb inside my body. Like I had it, but it didn't really flower and bloom until like my current old age. So yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm not. I something of a pattern you may say is like a lot of VTubers like can be like relatively young. There's an expiration date for VTubing as well. Like there's certain folks that may have it or in their body encrusted in it. It as long as your health allows you to, or however much cringe your body can induce. I have surpassed the limits of that. I can be in my mid-30s and still be like a VTuber. I don't want to stop doing this ever. Not gonna lie.
So I'm gonna make the claim now for the audience at home. Hey, I'm gonna be doing this until I'm like 80. So
Yeah, no, I already said it. I already have a PNG of a coughing in there. I can just slap that in my VTuber. Hey, sometimes I can just be funny, or hell, I can just die in the most hilarious way possible. Or you could be like, "You want me to be funny? I'll be funny till the ends of times."
I want you to know that I started laughing. I turned away and like I like rub my eyes and I look up to see the Peter Griffin.
What? You saw nothing.
Yeah. Sorry, I must have.
Yeah.
Must have
You
blinked too
decided
fast.
you see. I have an ability. Your brain decided to view everything that you wanted to view at that moment. That's my VTuber superpower.
Is this the episode where I snap live on air?
I seem to have the ability, Have you ever heard of look, you're getting into content creation, I assume. Have you ever heard of content creators when they have a crash out on camera?
I'm intimately familiar, yes.
I'm familiar for inducing that in people as well.
Well, I can't smash my monitors because I can't afford to buy new ones.
Oh, honey, crash out comes in all kinds of flavors.
Oh no, I'm a big fan of watching like gamer rage videos where people like break their shit, and I'm like, yeah, I can't afford to do that.
Just for the record, for the following topics, how off the cuff can I be with like the wording and conversation?
Go for it. There's no structure here.
Okay, so I have a series of questions. Sure. I might ask you one of these just to see how you. I want to tackle your brain right now as as someone who's interviewing VTubing. I'm going to introduce you to impossible questions to answer.
All right.
Okay, so let's say that you travel to another world, to another alternative world, another dimension, another plane of existence, far away from the Earth or far away from this universe, a different timeline. Let's say that you meet yourself in another timeline. Let's say that you get to know yourself. You're very close to yourself. And then suddenly, forget the whole paradox thing. It's not going to happen because you're protected by the story, the plot. So let's say that you start getting intimate with yourself. Okay. So my question is it gay if you love yourself?
I mean, for me, it doesn't matter. I believe I brought this up on the channel a long time ago because I like both.
So you like both, okay? But the question is like, is it gay if you love yourself?
Well, here's the thing. I already have mentally what the scenario would be if I ever did meet myself, and it's fight first and then that later.
Okay. So I guess the follow-up question, let's say if you get intimate with yourself, is it incest or is it masturbation?
I'd say the second option, to be completely honest with you.
It's a different person. It's a different entity.
Yeah, but it's also me. If I look, if I were to open my front door like right now and there's
Please don't jump off.
well, if
Okay.
if I open my front door right now and there's like an alternate me with my mask outside, then like there's going to be a conversation that's going to have to be had first.
I would assume it's a robbery. If someone goes into my front door with a mask on, I am not opening that shit. I have a Ring doorbell.
Well, you got to look at it from my point of view, because not only am I a masked man on the internet, but my masks adorn my walls in my living room. And so if they were to open my door, it's like, this is a rob. Oh, okay.
Are you here to rob me?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna something. You probably have questions to ask me, and I did a little side quest there with some silly stories, but it gets to people, you know, and then the conversation starts rolling from there.
Oh no, you're good. That's the entire structure of the show. Like, there's no set path. There's no. I willingly don't write a script.
Hey, yo, that's like every one of my streams. There is no script, and people assume that I am a professional content creator. That's my secret, Captain.
I think like keeping a script out of it really helps. And like, I won't even write bullet points. I just like look up the person's channel and just hold on for dear life. That sort of thing.
So what impression did my profile give, huh?
So you do cover a good amount of topics that I'm interested in, like death battle, power scaling, and there's some stuff I need to I need to catch up on, like the like stuff with Nintendo and all that. I've fallen way behind. But I do want to pick your brain about that Hulk versus Godzilla.
The Hulk versus Godzilla. Ooh, that was a good one. That was actually legitimately good. At first, I didn't know why they pair someone like the Hulk that's not a kaiju versus like kaiju, but the whole radiation and the lore kind of like, hey, you know what? Like, that's kind of, that's kind of makes sense. You know, they have both champion titles under their their name. Like, the Hulk is the Hulk. It's supposed to be like that and that menace. And Godzilla was, it's the king of monsters. It's like it has a big title under their belt. So it's two titans, one of them being a lot smaller, but with a big title under their. So it makes sense, And so to pick my brain on the results of it, I think I was okay with it. They did ended up using some questionable, questionable choices. Because I feel like they cheat a little bit with the Hulk guy, but only one person in the comment section told me, like, if you think about it, it's not one person, it's two that were fighting Godzilla. It's oh, you're not wrong, because at some point they did separate it from the body. They made like one, they may combine into one, but it was two characters, and then they started doing separate things. So it was a double battle against one kaiju. It's like, oh, you know what? No, semantics or that. Tech aside, I feel like Godzilla still took no chance. A lot of comic book characters just have way too many OP abilities, and that's like if you see a character that's like directly from the main source, it's a comic book, or a cartoon character like Popeye the Sailor Man, you bet your ass they're gonna have a bias or a big strength power level because of all the things they can implement into that media. So I like to analyze that. I don't like to just when I react to videos and I analyze stuff. There's a big 50-50 split on my community, but it's, they love what I say or they hate what I say, because I can be very analytical. They say, oh, Sain, just absorb the content and enjoy it and laugh. It's like, no, I must be critical. You are going to understand. I need to hyperfixate on why this battle is going the way it is. If not, then why I'm doing it a disservice by not being part of the dead battle analysis.
Well, years ago, I mean, I still do. I have an issue with
Mm-hmm.
how Death Battle picks like their winners
Mm-hmm.
because some of the fights will either completely ignore pre-established rules, like the
Mm-hmm.
Thanos versus Darkseid fight. Like, so okay, so in the interim before the fight, they set up that hey, the Infinity Gauntlet does not work in other dimensions. It's just a glove with rocks in it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It and then hard cut to Thanos being pulled over to the DC universe and throwing fucking gauntlet combos. Like he's like snapping and like shooting waves of ash at Darkseid. Like
Hmm.
that shouldn't even be happening. I yeah. Um
Well, yeah, I guess yeah, that you have a point there, but I guess it's depending on one thing that the Death Battle does do lately. I'm not sure when that one happened, but
mm.
as of lately, they've been putting like alternative scenarios. Like, hey, if this didn't happen,
Oh.
this could have gone another way. There are certain videos where that is being shown. Like, hey, it could have gone to either side,
Mm.
but for the main, for the main, for the most, it would have gone to one side. However, if so and so happened, this other character would have had like the winning side.
Mm.
So I hope they keep doing that in more cases and
Mm.
not forcefully do it, but actually like properly do it. What's stopping Thanos from like pushing this other character into the DC dimension as well?
Yeah. And like God, there was one that what was it? There was so that and I think some of the fights are like what's it called? Like at least the older fights, some of the matchups don't work. Like Dante versus Bayonetta sort of deal.
What? That's if I were to pick anyone against Dante, that's like one of the most fitting ones.
Dante
Why not?
versus Raiden.
Right in the Metal Gear.
Specifically MGR, Metal Gear Rising.
See that one? Okay, that one's a little different. See, because it's like some cyber versus supernatural. But Bayonetta is like supernatural versus supernatural, and also see what I mean there. It's like they got like some both of them have some magic or demonic powers behind. One's a witch, and they both also have the same kind of title.
Mm.
Bayonetta has like it's like that kind of gameplay versus that kind of gameplay from like video game perspective. And so yeah, no, I can see that one, regardless of how deep the lore goes in both spectrums. But
Mm.
in the case of like Raiden versus Dante, that's a little weird. How how much can a machine how much can the nano machines defeat the depths of hell? That's a leave that to Doom Guy. Can Doom Guy beat Dante though?
So okay, wait. You mentioned Doom Guy. That
Mhm.
the first one, not the most recent one, but Doom Guy versus Master Chief,
Mhm.
where they go out of their way in the skill set to mention that Doom Guy is running at like an Olympic level sprint all the time, and then they had him just walk the entire fight.
I mean, he didn't need it to. That's how good he is.
But it makes the claim that he lost, but it shows him just like kind of like sauntering over. I'm just like, don't. It's not. No.
No. Dead Battle are fun. I like to analyze them honestly. I actually had a gap where I stopped watching them, but now as someone who's trying to farm content on the internet, I decided to like deep dive into a lot of kinds of reaction videos, and I noticed that it's like a really popular one for anyone because anyone in YouTube, like something that I learned about being on the internet for a long time as a shit poster and also now as a VTuber is that people love getting into freaking arguments all the time. There's a whole platform about it. It's called X. I mean Twitter.
that
So
that
yeah.
nightmare soup.
So people love getting into arguments and defending them. I posted videos that like I'm not a big content creator. A lot of my videos get like dog shit views, but a lot of them occasionally I have like a magical view count. And then when it comes to like death battles, they always get like some kind of boost. And sometimes people just sub into the video to be like, "Oh, this is what I stand for. I only watch like 2 minutes of your video." It's like I'm here to like debate. I already debated in the other video. It's like it's like Why are you here then? Why does it matter if this VTuber listens to your opinion? You know what? Thank you for being here, though. I appreciate the view count, but I feel like it's not everybody. It's just a handful of people. Like they love to do that, you know. Learning about folks online, educating myself on kinds of viewers has been an incredible journey as a VTuber.
Where do you plan to go from here?
From here, the sky is not even the limit. The galaxy is not even the limit. I am honestly trying to do as best as possible till the very end. Like I said, you know, this has been one of my best dreams was becoming a content creator, because I have a lot to talk about, and I feel like my journey does not end with just being a content creator. I feel like it's going to continue to the very end. Even if I have to do like recordings from my phone and back in traditional format or whatever it's called in the future, I really don't know where it's going to end. And I don't want to see the end, because I feel like for me, there's no end goal. I just want to keep evolving, just keep improving into my craft. If I'm going to tomorrow have a different kind of like VTuber or try another different kind of content, that's what I'm here for. Something that I didn't mention when, you know, but my whole introduction as a VTuber as well, it's that I looked a little different. Like if you have seen me around the socials, like if you search for my name on Google, it'll probably show like 4 or 5 different VTuber models. And because I have a history with like changing my model quite often, just to experiment and educate myself on that feels, and how it feels to be a different, you know, kind of personality. At first, I was like a kind of, let's just call it a kind of like a zombie-esque VTuber, a lab experiment VTuber, and then I was a fish at some point. Yes, I was a fish VTuber, and then now I am this. I'm a cybernetic VTuber. It's the one that makes sense the most. For VTubers, they call it rebrand. You know, it's a rebranding. It's a simple word, but it's a redebuted, rebrand. You know, there's words for, there's terminology that VTubers like to use, and it's something that a lot do over time to find what they're comfortable with. And I even been considering the future, like changing into another form, but this has been the most comfortable one that I kept for the longest time, honestly. I like it the most. I'm gonna stay with this one for quite a long time, and maybe just build on top of it instead of like drastically changing.
So how long have you had this current look?
This one has been with for, I want to say, a little over a year now, a year and 3 or 4 months or so. Yeah, it was actually last year when I decided to like take things just a little bit more serious as a content creator. I decided to, you know, find what fits me best, because I've always started like a okay. I don't think I mentioned this. Did I mention that I was a VTuber interviewer?
Yeah, you mentioned, I believe, a little bit earlier. Yeah.
So yeah. So if you take a look at my previous forms, they really don't fit that look. And if you look at this form that I have right now, it kind of just makes sense. You know, I'm a network VTuber who lives in the internet, and I'm the host of a internet show, and you know, with this little microphone and this kind of look, it kind of does feel like that kind of mascot in like some video games. I've been told that I look kind of like a mascot for like a different video game, and also I look like a gacha game character, which is also all the influence all together. Some of my favorite animes combined into one look. And yeah, I definitely really, you know, took that seriously. Like this rebrand is the one that makes the most sense.
So I'm hearing a keyboard clicking. Are you telling me you have hotkeys for these for different settings?
Yeah. How else would I be doing all of this? Sorry if it's loud.
Oh no,
I need to do, yeah.
Well, I don't know, because I don't. So okay, confession time. I once tried to make a VTuber model. Tried is
Tell
the
me.
key word. The problem is, so I used Vroid Studio, like the 3D one. They don't have my body type on there. It's all thin-shouldered, skinny people, and I'm not.
For the most, it is. It's true. I will say this though, however, um, you're speaking to someone who has made over 100 V-Ray models. I I also use V-Ray Studio for a lot of things. Even some of my transformations that I had on my VTuber history has been 100% V-Ray and not a 2D model. So because not all of them had a 2D model, I like experimenting with different looks. So yeah, that's V-Ray. So the reason why when you said V-Ray, I was like, body types and V-Ray. Yeah, you're right about that. VTubing is still, how can I say this? Trying to evolve to accommodate to a lot of individuals. There's a lot of there's a lot of corners that are untapped in VTubing, and yeah, I could go more on about it, but I'm not sure if it's like part of the topic. The deep diving into the V-Ray history and all that stuff.
Well, it dawned on me. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
probably gonna try to put some kind of PNG of me somewhere in this in this
Oh.
video to like.
Aw. Well, honestly, go for it. I feel like that it's a really good way to like represent yourself, even if it's a PNG tuber. I completely, I love the media. I'm not afraid to like also have a bit of flesh tubing, if you know what that means. The word, it's in the word. It's kind of a nasty word, but not in nasty. But what I'm trying to say is, flesh tubing is basically like what some people in the VTubing community call someone who shows their face or all the time, like like Ludwig, XQC, Asmon Gold. Those are flesh tubers. It's cringe as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I even some of the VTuber terminology, I am like not behind it 100%. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Am I? Does that? Am I would you call it a mask tuber then?
A mask tuber? Mm.
Is
I
there
mean,
a term
wait,
for that?
what do you mean? Like someone who like shows up on camera with like a mask,
Yeah.
something like that? I guess it's just. I don't think the tuber word needs to be included there at that point. I'm not sure. Not gonna sure honestly.
That's why my favorite self-identifying phrase is "I'm a masked man on the internet."
Okay, no. Honestly, there are terms for it. If I can remember exactly, I guess faceless creators. That's more on about it. Even if you wear a mask, you're still a faceless creator because you're trying to keep your identity private to yourself. And that should be honestly in this day and age, that should be respectable because what you're trying to do is prioritize the craft. Prioritize the craft that you're doing right now. What you're doing right now is like interviewing a person. If you want to show a face or any kind of representation to yourself, your freedom of expression should be your part of your art.
That's fair, because I like when I started I started my channel back in like 2017, and I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's a common feeling, but you ever have that moment of like, at least at the beginning, where you start making videos and then there's that half a second of like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I am 100% been there. Actually, that I can. Wow, I'm gonna unbottle here one of my darkest stories that I never told in streaming history ever. I can share one with you, an emotional one. I've only shared this with like actually nobody. Me and and that's gonna stay dead with me pretty much. I'm just gonna unbottle it here, because remember how I told you that there were some attempts that I did at content creation a long time ago? Like, hey, maybe I gave it a chance by doing some kind of like sharing some of my shitpost videos on YouTube or something like that. There was an attempt there. There was an attempt, at first, I remember. If you remember, like YouTube poops, like if you know what that is, it's like very old parodies on YouTube. So I remember editing some of them really crappy. One of them, I think, is still on my YouTube channel. But then after that, my entire history on YouTube has been Vtubing because I deleted a bunch of those, my old videos because I privated immediately so nobody see them. But I did have one stream, not a stream. It was a video that I tried to record, and I remember being on the camera, and just like staring at myself, and all I could hear is the void of the room and the PC running. And I started crying. I said to myself, what am I doing? Just by listening to myself with the void of the room, I'm like, I have no feedback. Whenever I see a starting content creator and they tell me this shit's hard, I really understand what that means from the deepest part of my soul. Because over 6 years ago, I probably did, and I made a small attempt of like recording a video with like a webcam that I got from Walmart and my very, cheap PC at the time. And I recorded something, and then just seeing all this, I'm like, I froze. It felt almost like if you ever been on a school play or something, like a stage fright, freezing on the stage, and imagine that, but with no one watching you, because it was like, what am I doing? If this thing is rolling, I should be doing something. Your brain starts going 100 miles per hour, and then I broke down. I had an anxiety attack, and I told no one. I didn't tell my relatives, no family, nobody. I just decided to like close that video. I said to myself, you look stupid. Why even attempt this? You sound hella autistic and so dumb and slow. And yeah, it's like I was my biggest enemy. And then I stopped, and after some time, I was working on retail, and then I said I would like to go back to content creation. And then I was stressing, and then I had the stroke situation happening. A year happened of recovery, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? Should I give content creation another try? What is this VTubing thing? I wonder if I can like try it, since I've been watching a lot of the VTubers like that start spawning, like Hololive or like Arrow Mouse, and then I got inspired by them. You know what? This is making content creation a lot easier. And now I'm not scared to even like once in a while I show like I said earlier, I'm not afraid to show some parts of myself. I do streams where I show my hands and I open Pokemon cards or do stuff like that. If I'm able to grab my hands in some Pokemon cards, it's fucking hard in this day and age. But but you know what I mean, at first I know the pain, of like just bring up the camera to just record. It can be nerve-wracking. Some people have a natural talent for just like being goofballs on camera or just getting serious. It took me a long time. How long did it take me? Get this. Over 10 years. Over 10 years it took me, because I remember that wasn't even the first time that I tried recording myself doing something. Like I've been a fan of not just VTubers or VR chat, like I said before. Let's go all the way back to Let's Plays on YouTube. Have you ever heard of like Game Grumps or Two Best Friends?
So I actually am a huge fan of the Super Best Friends. Even though they're not around anymore, I still go back and watch their videos. I've actually been currently listening to Castle Super Beast. And I do have a story about the Game Grumps later, if I don't forget.
Oh snap! I'm kind of curious to hear about that. But yeah, so to go back to the whole 10 years ago, I remember a long time ago, like it's just like, how old is the Wii U, by the way? I forgot.
2008? No.
Damn, that's the Wii U. Oh, to tell you the story, but pretty much, I remember it was around the Wii U time where I thought, or heck, even the Wii, I thought about doing something like that. Because I remember I used to make parodies for Smash Bros. Brawl, but when the Wii U came out, I tried doing like Splatoon recordings and all that stuff, and it was not my best, not my forte. It was not until now. My body said now or never, bitch, and start making this thing that you wanted to do. Because here's the thing: aside from being a VTuber, I've learned so much from all the things that I've always wanted to learn about. Like I never done art in my life, and I mean I did some traditional art back in like my notebooks and all that stuff, but digital art, I was never an artist. So VTubing was a good excuse to get into art. I wanted to get into like learning about 3D modeling and other kinds of, the process of making and game developing, music developing, writing stories, all that stuff that I always wanted to do since I was very young. All of this has been, introduced to me slowly, again, thanks to VTubing. I think a lot of people out there are like, I would like to make an anime someday, and they never go on about it. And now as a VTuber, I'm like, why don't I make my own anime about myself, or maybe about things that I just genuinely like? There's this thing called VTuber lore that some VTubers have. It's very stupid, by the way. It's very silly. Nobody follows a VTuber lore or remember it or write it down perfectly. But there are some VTubers out there that are just super devoted to like, here's my entire like story of my character. I am a goddess from another world who came to Earth to like bond with the humans and play some games. It's so stupid. It's silly, but it's endearing at the same time, and a lot put into the craft as well. And along with my community, I've learned to like, hey, this is my VTuber lore. What is canon? What is not canon? And I crack jokes about what is official and what's not official part of the lore. Like, did Sain get pregnant in this time? No. I was like, wait, why did I go with that one? That's wacky lore that happened at some point. There's an artwork of there, you know, as an anime character, I am not free from the rules of the internet. If it exists, it shall be done. If you know what that means, but I don't want to say the one word that I can't say on a YouTube video, because that one might get you in trouble. So yeah, you know what I mean. There's art of me in all kinds of ways and shapes and colors, if you know what I mean. And a lot of it is also art that is yeah, and I'm not shy about it. I'm not shy about how to go on about that. There's I always let people, let the people enjoy themselves. If they want to draw me taking a dump, let them draw me taking a dump. But so far, there's no art of me taking a dump. Please, no one from that kind of a community, please never do that.
See, now that you put that out in the universe, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's called the Streisand effect. But it's been fun being a VTuber, not gonna lie. The weirder it gets, the more I'm like, huh, that happened. I guess like in order to pivot here, allow me to also introduce some of the things that I've been blessed by, and in 3 years I have a lot to share. Not everything is like not everything is like out of the ordinary, but the fact that I experienced it, I am either lucky or unlucky. I guess it depends on my perspective. Like I said before, I have a lot of patience, and I met all kinds of colorful individuals in my streams, in just in the internet. You know, everyone exists in the internet, so it's a problem. I would be the problem for some people. Apparently, I am the problem for some people that exist. Why? Because I'm a VTuber. That's already a problem in their agenda. And you haven't asked me this in the entire stream. I'm honestly, how can I say this? I'm very appreciative because of how respectful it's been, but I really don't mind any kind of like pronouns, genders, and all that stuff. I don't have any particular attached to me. I'm okay with any kind of pronouns towards myself, even if I really don't have like an identity to myself. I'm just me, but any pronouns is perfectly fine with me, he, she, or whatever. Gotcha. I just want to have fun on the internet. But there's just because of that, because they hear my voice and be like, what are you? They get that Professor Oak like instinct on it. Are you a boy or are you a girl? It's like, excuse me. It's like they come in the chat already with on attack mode, and it's like, what is happening here? Excuse me. I'm just playing Hollow Knight. Why would you come in here with that, bro? That aggro.
I've had that occur before, not so much the pronoun side of things, but I've had people try to over-examine like what I am or like my mask. And I love just answering the same question over and over with like the same answer. It's like, hi, my name's Fresman. Like, what does that mean? Like, does it stand for anything? I go, hi, my name's Fresman. It's me. That's what that is.
Exactly. That's it. But yeah, it's been an interesting ride learning about all kinds of colorful individuals that stop by. Just the other week, I had someone be completely unhinged on something that I allegedly did, and it wasn't me. And they were just like inventing an entire scenario, and they went on a tangent on all kinds of social media. I was like, what the heck? I didn't even do this. Just me existing is a problem for some people. It's like, and the bigger I grow, the more they spawn.
Right? It gets weirder out there.
No, and my DMs as well. Like there's I have not been free from being a victim also of like parasocial behavior.
Mm.
And because regardless of how unhinged I sound, people just look, hey, cute anime character, girlfriend, you're mine. And it's like, fuck no. It's like, it doesn't matter if you call them a piece of shit and it's like, oh, or whatever. I don't do that, by the way. I don't like to be rude. You never know what's the mindset of anyone. I just block and move on if it gets too weird, or I'll just make a bit out of it and try to hopefully convert them to like, hey, Jimmy, like snap into your senses. I'm an actual human being behind this VTuber. It's like I'm just having fun here. Like, yo, who crap in your truths today, bro? It's like, it can be like that.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I had experiences with that, so I've been lucky to be as patient as I am.
have you had any particular nut cases that have really stuck out to you?
Particular nutcases that stood out. That, you know how little that boils it down to? I'm kidding. I've been. I have. There's a handful that stick out. I guess one that I could. I don't want to also give them attention in any kind of platform whatsoever by sharing the story here. But I guess if I were to like just share an overall collective thought of like, anyone that stands out to me is anyone who is very needy. Someone who can be a little bit needy by like wanting attention no matter the cost, and they make it their. I guess this is not just a phenomenon of being a VTuber. It's also a phenomenon of like being a streamer with a certain amount of viewership. But anyway, no amount of viewership that you can have while you're live will set you free from this. But when you're smaller content creator like me, it will happen. It will happen when people are very needy on the chat. It's like, you're smaller, you have attention, and you can pay attention to me. You have time for me. It's like they get needy. You know what I mean? It's like they want attention. It doesn't matter if I'm like trying to do, let's say I'm doing a speed run or I'm doing a fast playthrough on a game. I'm locking in. I'm in the final boss of Mega Man 0, which is like tough battle. You know, I'm dying like 20 times. I'm sweating. I'm concentrated. I'm locked in. And then it's like, hi Sain, can you please stop what you're playing and watch my video on stream? I need you to react to this video right now. It's like, oh, okay, fine. You know what? Let's all stop the gaming session and make the entire stream about you. It's like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. But you know, some individuals come in there and they'll be like, oh, I saw you miss my message. Let me actually like go back and say it again 50 times. And let me use all kinds of like distractions to get you my attention. It's like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, I get it. Some people are lonely. Some people are just they want the attention. So it's understandable to a degree. But there's got to be a limit where you're like, imagine walking into someone else's place and be like, hey, you, stop what you're doing. Pay attention to this. You need to watch this no matter what. You need to answer the story. You need to do this survey that I have over here. And it's not a bot. It's just like someone just being like that. And it's too many. It's a collective force that happens when you're a smaller content creator. If you're too small, they'll probably not want attention. But if you're like lukewarm, have a certain amount of viewership, they want the attention because they can see that not only will the attention be from the streamer, but also from the possible community that is in there. And they can probably get like a collective thought about how awesome they are. So yeah, I'm in a weird position in Vtubing right now, where that's how I feel. That's generally how I feel. I'm like niche, but I've been in places where a lot of smaller content creators would be like, would kill for, like genuinely kill for. At this point, I was gonna say something a lot milder, but I know how hard it is to be a content creator of any kind of size, especially when you're starting, and just getting your foot out there, getting your, you know, being part of like streams where other, let's just say it out there how it is, like other e-celebrities have been in. Like, I met voice actors and some of them are my colleagues. Some of the, and some of them I know from a close distance, or I have a chat with them in the background in a professional matter. And a lot of other content creators would be like, have a little bit of like that kind of experience no matter what. And it's tough. It's tough socializing. It's tough to get to network and just share and be part of all these stories. And yeah, just fans and and both fans can be weird, but also content creators can be, some of them who are starting can be a little bit weird too. But I have experience with them too, unfortunately, and it's a shame. I tried my best to humble some of them and help them out as much as I can realistically.
I actually had a guy. I used to stream here and there. I thinking about getting back into it, but I had a guy straight up like not only shit talk my game playing, but try to talk his way into joining the game I'm playing to play with me.
Aw.
No, it was like, it wasn't like, oh, this would be cool to play with you. No, it was like, hey, you're fucking this up. Let me join so I can fix it. I'm just like, no, thank you.
See, okay. I don't know the exact situation of how it went down, but something that I do know is that, heck, this is probably also an advice for a lot of fans out there, because I'm not trying to encourage that kind of behavior, but it's always polite to ask. It's okay to ask if you can join a game. I have let some of my chatters join many of my games. There are moments where I have it highlighted, like, hey, you can play with me, or play with you can join the Smash Bros that I'm playing, or you can join the Mario Kart. You can join any game, Minecraft, if I have it open lobby, or any kind of stuff like that. It's okay. And there's also a lot of content creators out there that are very small, and they just playing by themselves with like their friends, 2 viewers, 3 viewers, and you can find them and be part of the community. You can join them if they have a Discord server. But you have to read. You have to read it, and also politely ask. Never try to like shove yourself into someone else's like friend circle. It is that awkward. But I guess it's up to them to understand how they can go on about that. But it is an advice that I give to a lot of folks who are out there lonely, and this is also an advice for a lot of content creators as well. If you want to be part of something bigger, you have to slowly just socialize in a normal way and ask questions first. And I'm pretty sure that most people will be very welcoming if you can read the instructions that they have on stream properly. And heck, you can not only will you be benefiting yourself, you can also be supportive of them. Well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. A lot of people try to force themselves for benefits additional from just like their need for, to be part of something. So they want extra incentives hidden inside that sentence that they're trying to say. So because they maybe want your clout, they maybe want something like your recognition. They can say that you did a collab with them. They can put that into like their, into their social medias as well. I had those kind of experiences as well. It's like, oh my god, I collab with Sain, who was also part of this also person stream. Sain, who had a chat with like the people from this like corporation. It's like, that you only wanted to call up because of that reason. There was nothing behind your wanting to be part of the community or anything like that. Got it. Support was fake as fuck. Let's just say that.
Or if you want to truly get to know people, start a talk show. As I stare.
Oh yeah.
As I stare into the camera that's not unplugged in.
Oh shit! Did I accidentally call you out? No. I'm kidding.
No, I've met like a bunch of wonderful people through the show. I actually just recently I'm over 100 interviews total.
Whoa, nice. Very nice.
I've been doing Demasked on and off more frequently now, but on and off since like 2017, 2018. And like I've not had a single bad guest.
That's awesome.
Until today.
That's really awesome. I'll make it so. I was going there. You stole my joke. I'll make it happen. No, no. Look. I know this. This is probably you probably didn't ask for this. What I'm about to say, but
Uh-huh.
I'm as someone who also interviews, from the beginning of my Vtubing journey, let's just say, because that's something that why did I even started that? I mean, I guess I'll briefly share here. It's I started because I was motivated by like the videos that I saw in VR chat, people talking about like life stories while being fun characters. You can have a Ugandan knuckles out there, an ex-military person talking about how their life went in over there, and like, well, that's pretty awesome. But and as a VTuber, I have that kind of experience as well when people just share their stories. And there is someone who wants to create content or videos of this similar fashion. I am not a stranger to requesting some folks, permission to have them on stream for the sole purpose of like, hey, I want to do this video with you because I'm curious about it. Here's my quote unquote professional pitch on it, how I would like to go on about this. If you can, you're free to decline. This is a judgment free zone in my house here, so you don't need to be part of this. But if you want to participate, well, hopefully you like the experience on stream or on a video form. If I'm going to, depending on how I'm going to go on about it. But there should be nothing from like just having someone do a collaboration or an invite to a stream without being like friends or being part of the community or anything like that. You just want to do something collective. You have my interest with your craft. Would you lending me your time for this thing? I am more often than not, even if I don't know them, I'll say yes because right now, I'm on a journey to like educate myself with things. So even being here in this part of the stream, has been great. It has been refreshing my memory of the things that I used to love doing or still love doing because I still do these in a different format. But I still love this a lot. I love meeting new folks, and regardless if we're gonna be friends or not, I just want to be part of that story as well, and hope that both of us get an equal enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. And like I said, like doing this show, I haven't had a single bad like interview. I haven't had anybody that's like, man, I hope I never talk to them again, anything like that. But I like that. That is sort of the entire thesis statement of the show. Was before I even started this channel. It's like I want to know about the people that make the YouTube videos. I want to understand not only the why and even the how, but just like what do you feel, and like of course looking way back, it was looking at sort of the larger,
Ooh.
content creators like I use like PewDiePie and like Markiplier as sort of that metric of like the top of that supposed mountain. But what always made me curious is like, so I'm not a fan of PewDiePie. Like,
what a specific thing to share.
well, because he's like sort of the name when it comes to popularity, if that makes sense, or he was. But I keep making this joke both like online and off that like if I ever got to interview him, it probably wouldn't be about his videos. It'd be more so, what do you do in the interim between videos? Do you just stare at your wall until it's time to record again?
Well, actually, I can answer that for PewDiePie. The man is doing side quest stuff right now, so that's his entire life.
Right?
He's become a family man. He's a kid now. He's learning how to draw. He's doing workout. He's going to surfing in Japan. He still does all that stuff in camera, honestly.
But before I forget, that story about the Game Grumps.
Oh yeah. Enlighten me. I'll tell you my experience with Game Grumps too.
So this channel almost didn't happen way back when, because I don't know, everybody's depression is different, like different outcomes, different feelings. For me, it's the kind that makes you give up on your dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and and not to worry, I've gotten a lot better in the intervening years. I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay. But for a while there, it was like I should start a YouTube channel. Almost immediately followed by the thought of what's the point? Is anybody even gonna watch it?
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of kept going for like I want to say 3 or 4 years. But finally, I what's the term I'm looking for? I have this strange sort of survival instinct thing where you know
Mm-hmm.
how there's that fight or flight response in your brain where it's like get out of there, you
Oh
know,
snap!
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
but it's like that, but it's motivational, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Like I'm sitting there and I've already built a PC. I have all the tools I would need to start a channel, and I'm like, I don't know, what's the point?
Yeah. Mm.
And all I can hear in the back of my head is like, you're just gonna fucking give up before you even start.
Ooh,
Like
that
like
internal struggle is always strong.
well, it's just like just at least try, and if you fail, you fail, and then whatever happens next. And like I gave it a shot, and I
Mm-hmm.
thoroughly enjoyed doing this. And I did have the similar issue, like you mentioned at the beginning of your content creation journey of like you hit
Mm-hmm.
you're ready, you're wanting to make something, and then you hit record, and your mind just goes fucking blank.
Yeah.
Everything shuts off. And I've had moments. I understand your experience because I've been there myself. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to say about a year or two into trying to do Demasked and also making Let's Play content, which I need to get back into. Oh my god, I've fallen behind. Um, but
Everything wants your attention these days, so like lack of time is more present than ever.
yeah, and like I try to put time aside, but it just doesn't pan out. But um,
No.
but um, but what around that time I'm like, yeah, I think I'm doing pretty all right. I've got like 10 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
But they I the Game Grumps put out a video tour of their like at the time new office,
Mm-hmm.
like that really nice office they had in the mid 2010s.
Yeah.
And for a moment there was this kind of wave of self-doubt of like, oh shit, I'm never gonna like, it's not so much that I'm doing YouTube for the notoriety, but like even if I did try, I'm never gonna hit that level of like having my own office space and whatnot. And it like for a minute there, I'm like, I should probably just quit while I'm ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of motivational secondary voice came back. It's like, fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
In like, but more so like, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And it's not out of spite for the Game Grumps because I like those guys. They're fine. But I'm like, it's out of spite of myself. It's like you're not gonna fucking stop. Like you have to keep going. You have to keep trying.
So you saw the office space that the Game Grumps had, and you thought, hey, I don't have that, so I can't do content. Basically.
It wasn't like, oh, I don't have that now. It's that I'll never like reach that.
Okay.
And I should mention I was living at my mom's at the time, so that kind of
Yeah.
stacked.
Understandable. Look. That's something as well that a lot of someone who likes to support a lot of like starting aspiring content creators out there. I'm real down to the bone. I'm real, like extremely real. By the way, because I like educating in a real way. And when I say real, I don't. It's not an excuse for me to be a disrespectful piece of shit. It's just that I like to see things grounded how they are. Like, cut the crap, Sain. Hit me up with like the info and the data is supposed to be.
Mm.
Whenever I see someone doing a mistake, I let them know. I had someone who told me like, "Oh, I'm gonna grind so much today," and then they told me my grind today is streaming for 5 hours to 0 viewers. I'm like, you should not do that. I'm sorry. I'm not telling you to quit streaming. I'm just telling you I'm just telling you to like the real fact. Like if you want to get some viewership in your streams or anywhere else, you probably have to do more external work than internal work. Internal definition meaning the Twitch stream, which is where you want the goal to be. External meaning social media like YouTube, Twitch, shorts, videos, and anything like short videos, social media posting, social media presence, all that work. As a young VTuber who's starting out, you should definitely promote that a little better. Oh, but I don't have any money. Don't you have a model? Your model is like a goddamn infinite photo machine. All you need to do is just slap a meme on top of it, and that's already existing a format. You can like learn from others, use examples from my channel. The thing is, like, a lot of content creators are not properly equipped or educated for a lot of content in general, and they don't think that they have like the choice, because I don't have a double PC setup that is like it's super expensive, like over $10,000 of setup. I can't do that. Like the big guys, it's like, look, there's content creators out there literally streaming for like a Walmart PC. Hi, I'm one of them. I have a freaking cheap server powered PC who has been carrying me for 3 years. This thing is on its last like deathbed already, and I'm stretching the fuck out of it. And I've been managing to, not that I'm saying that I'm popular, but I did something. You can look at my channels. There's something in there, and it all started with like just the things that I learned by doing what I did. And hell, you don't even need that. There's a lot of content creators out there who just use their phone. You need to stream. Get this. A lot of people don't use streaming as like their main content overall. Hell, sometimes some people content it's not even YouTube videos. Sometimes there's content is like their primary focus is the social media presence, aka their branding in general. Who are they on the streets of the digital city? This is why I live in the net city. This is my brother, my VTuber lore as well. I made it so I'm so in depth in I'm so incrusted into this that I even gave it like a personality so that I can like mold myself around it. And so yeah, to what I tell you, like, you don't need expensive equipment, you don't need all that. As long as you have a PC ready to upload some shit posting, you're good to go. All that's missing right now, it's your attention in the proper way. It's you need to educate yourself how to go on about it. It can be like 20 minutes a day of like doing some tasks here and there, but you have to go on about it right. You have to mold a strategy around it, so you don't feel like you're wasting time like doing content for nobody. You have to probably I'm not saying like, oh, appeal to the demographic that has like 7-second attention span. Not necessarily, but it's a start, a highlight from your stream. Right now, you can probably like clip this video that we're doing right now together, and probably clip like something on Hinge that I did. Maybe like, oh, this VTuber is crazy, and then you show like some kind of like, I don't know, a toggle that I did, or show Peter Griffin that I flashed for 1 second. It's like they think I'm stupid, like they tricked me. I was like, and that's a clip right there, baby. That's a content brain. You need to become more content pale.
Wait, I thought I imagined that.
Yeah, it's a strategy, a lot of people are not well educated on how to go on about it. You don't need expensive equipment, expensive office, and nothing. And more importantly, to all aspiring content creators that are VTubers, you do not need an expensive model. You don't be like me. Actually, I am not that expensive as other people's. The only reason why I have this model right now that is like kind of pricey compared to some other people, and this is by standards, my model is cheap as fuck. It is like 80% like cheaper than most people can say. When I started VTubing, I spent like $60, $80 on my entire setup. It was like $40 for the first model, which was only like half a drawing, and then like $20 to animate it to someone in Fiverr, and they did pretty good because I picked someone that I thought was pretty good. And then I had like $20 for like some emotes or something like that. So it was like 40, 20, 20, and then there's some emo. And I didn't even needed the emotes. Why do you need emotes when you're not even an affiliate on your channel? And hell, emotes can be free if you're creative. Sometimes the best emotes are the ones that you create with your community, or the ones you think are funny because you have a model, you have a VTuber model, you have already infinite like content in there. You can post it in so many ways, and have so many captions in there, and just be creative about it. That's it. You don't need expensive art. You don't need to go to like the expensive artist in VGen and commission. I need a sketch for $300 so I can make it a Twitter post and never share it again. It's like, no, I get upset when people tell me like, "Oh, Sain, you don't understand. I need to spend $5,000 on my VTuber model." I am that upsets me so hard because they think, "Oh, I'm not making it because I'm not Aramels." It's like, you're right, because Aramels is herself, and she started in a time where VTubing was like being invented. She invented VTuber basically for the indie VTubers. You're not Aramels. You're in the current media. You need to learn how to go on about the present time and just have fun. Have a nice social media presence, socialize with a community, and get some nice friends and lock the fuck in a proper way. Educate yourself. Education's the best tool. As someone who has, who was a teacher for a long time. So yeah.
I think at least personally, I think the main issue that I have in terms of where I know I'm faltering is self-advertisement.
Like, a lot of people fall in there, by the way. It's probably one of the most difficult things to do.
Well, like I've been like getting sort of tips and tricks from guests as I come across them, and like some of it's helped, and others I don't know where to start.
It's complicated. Trust me. You can go on years and years without knowing exactly how to do it because nobody teaches you this shit. Even if you pay some expensive classes or go to a school for content creator, which is a thing now for some goddamn reason. But it's understandable because a lot of people want to know how to go on about their branding. But here's the thing: you probably have to create an entire formula that caters to you, and how you do it. Like, I see what you got going on, and I can probably throw a dart. I'm like, this is the direction you need to go. I feel like the type you are. You said you gave me words, and as a teacher, I'm gonna put these on the board. I can do an exercise. Mask. You wear a mask. You do chat with people. You like making this kind of content. Okay, I can see. I can see where a string of lines. Have you ever watched Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Have you seen you know how Tanjiro sees the invisible the string, and it's like, oh, here's where I should strike, because this is the enemy's weak spot. No, yeah, I'm getting into whip territory. But content creation can be like that. You just need to find that string of things that could possibly land a critical hit on the branding side, on the social media, and improve everything about you.
Well, I think what's sort of helped, at least especially recently, because I don't know why I didn't consider it beforehand, but I've been trying to ask the people that I interview, like, hey, does your audience know that we even spoke? You know what I mean?
You didn't ask me that. I don't think anybody knows that we're doing this.
Right?
I hope this is appropriate to put in the video. In general, overall, I'm happy to do something like this on a stream. If you were, yeah, I'm pretty sure most people would be happy to do it on a stream. But it's up to you. You have to mold how you want to do that content around. So yeah, and I feel like these kind of things, I recommend it. Maybe give it a try on a stream if you think it's fair. You don't need to have a specific time-based thing. To all these things that I'm talking about right now. I'm happy to chat about the content creation side and give you some tips and all that stuff and how they could work. Yeah. It's up to you if you want to listen to that or to that right now, or if you need any more questions from me. I'm happy to go on about it either way.
Well, what would be your best advice for, at the very least, self-advertising? Somebody like me who doesn't really stream, but I do consistently interview people and put them out on a weekly basis.
Someone who doesn't stream and okay, so I'm gonna say, honestly, looking at your video resources, you probably have a long backlog of things you can probably like take out of context. That's probably one of them too, by the way. That's a valid strategy. Your own content is not useless. If it's lap and you think you remember a moment or you pop off in the past, you can bring back to the present time in form of a short content, you know, like a TikTok video or something like that. Or hell, it can even be its own independent like small video that you can re-upload. Like have you ever seen YouTubers like Ludwig or anyone like that, like Moist Critical? They have a separate channel for highlights. Like here's a highlight channel where this happened on a stream, or this happened on a collab, or this happened on a live stream, or another video where it was very long, but here's a highlight. If you can remember key moments of your path, and you can clip those really quick with no effort, upload them fast paced and to your video, to your stream, to your YouTube again as content, or even better as short format, because easy to absorb for people to, you can let them know who the fuck you are, and put maybe like a inside that video, put a little like caption saying like, this is a highlight, or from so and so, and like a date, or this is a highlight from there, or all that stuff. Because I see some really fun thumbnails in here that make me ask me, what the fuck is there a picture of like of a guy holding a can of spam? It says Demasked, a chat with slumber reads. That sounds really fun. I want to click on it, but I don't have 2 hours and 57 minutes. Like if I see this if I see something from here on a video on a short format, maybe I'll spawn and give it a click, and that would be really cool. And you have a lot of cool art in here too, you know, like the little edits and thumbnails, all this stuff. You can also, you never be ashamed of like reusing a lot of old content to like just make new one. You have an entire backlog, and so I guess the short answer to this, make highlights. Highlights they don't need to be heavily edited. You already have a video in your streams that's already part of it. All you need to do is just clip a small section and re-upload that section. It shouldn't take you realistic. You're probably gonna spend more time thinking about which one than posting said video. Have a format so that your editing program. I saw you use DaVinci Resolve. Have a what kind of like a project you can save a highlight that the format is already like pre-made, like, you know, format. You slap the recording in there that you probably you can re-record your videos from your YouTube on OBS. By the way, the quality doesn't matter. What people want to do is hear it. They can hear it, and you can re-record it by using OBS and just slap it on YouTube again over and over. Infinite content right there, because you have hours and hours of backlog. Hell, even from this entire conversation, you can like clip like two or three moments that you find yourself funny or interesting. Hell, you can use me as clickbait, since I VTuber model actually have like an appealing body. That works for other people. Some people tell me they're not shy about it. I'm not shy about it. I let people know, hey, you wanna spend maybe VTuber's model on that thumbnail? Hell yeah, do it. That's a start, you know. Clickbait is the name of the game. That's also something you gotta learn about all these things as well. Yeah, it's a weird. I probably did not do a justice articulating it, but once again, highlights is what I recommend from someone like you from the start, and highlights can be in form of shorts or individual small videos, 7 seconds, 10 seconds, or however long you feel is comfortable to deliver the joke. It's great. Does it need to be like highly impact edited with like captions? Not necessarily, but captions will probably help. Does it need tags? Tags are weird. Tags are, you know, hashtags are on YouTube and TikTok and places like that. They're weird because sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But it's up to you. I'd say like use a minimum of like 3 tags. That's like a key number in there. If you need to some moment to write that down. So yeah, it's like I've been learning all this stuff, and it actually works for me and other people that I manage for. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I also manage for some people. Content creation.
I don't think you did. Huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a bit private of who is who, but I like to give advice to other content creators, like what to do. You like to share stories? You got a lot of really cool ones you can share that are pretty big highlight. That's a good one too. Anything is content in this day and age.
I, I have heard the making shorts thing before. It's something I need to sit down and like
Mm.
find
Oh yeah, no,
tidbits.
trust me, it's a bit I'm not saying that I'm a hypocrite, but I haven't uploaded too many shorts because of my own lack of time working for others and just working and just dealing with a lot of real life situations that have like pinned me down. But
Mm.
I still say it's the best format. Like it is 100% like guarantee that the in this day and age, if you're not making short videos, you're probably not in the right direction if you're beginning. The reason
Mm.
why a lot of bigger content creators get away without not making any shorts is because they already have an established formula that
Mm.
on their own, you know, on their own fandom, their own demographic. Like you know, you can pick anyone. That's a familiar face. PewDiePie doesn't really make like short formats. Not at least not himself. If you have seen any, they're probably either reposts from other people or it's probably one of his companies like trying to grab all streams and do clips for him. But PewDiePie is not doing any more of that. But hell, you can take anybody, any other content creator, and some of them don't do it because they don't have the time. And you don't really necessarily need to pay someone for the shorts. You can highlight some of them yourself. I say that most of content, like I said, there's more external work than internal work because you think that if you spend a lot of time on your streams or a long time doing your YouTube video it's enough. I feel like advertisement comes from external work. You probably need to do clips, highlight within posts on Twitter, social media, all that stuff. And if it doesn't work, don't never feel afraid to get out of your comfort zone to
Mm.
try out different formulas, like different rebrand, different ways to wording, like word. And when I say words on how you go on about it, tag someone else if it's necessary, but you know
Mm.
without being spammy, and just try out anything you can. You know, at this point when you're new or when you're small, regardless of if you've been at it for too many years and you're still small, never be afraid to go out of your comfort zone and try out everything under the sun. Hell, if you also need to regurgitate information from other like I don't want to sound like I'm too clingy towards other creators, but you can also like reference familiar things. Like for example, if we were talking right now and I say a comment about McDonald's,
Mm.
and you can put on your highlight, is this what VTubers think about McDonald's? It's like, get it? If I mention it right now, and then you can put that in the thumbnail of the short, like you know, VTubers versus McDonald's. It's like that sounds stupid. I need to click it to see what the fuck that means. And or what I talked about earlier. Like you mentioned that you don't like PewDiePie or something like that, and you mentioned like if you say reasons why you don't like PewDiePie, you're probably gonna get a lot of hate. And
Mm.
but you can probably shift that around to be like, my honest feelings on PewDiePie, or why isn't PewDiePie doing this? And which is you know you mentioned earlier also in the conversation, it's not a lie. You talk about how what does PewDiePie do behind the scenes? It's like so that could also be like part of the clip, and some people can like correct you on that if they see the short. So you know, it's all you just gotta be engaging as well. That's also another word is gets used a lot. How to be engaging because you need to get people to like remember earlier how I told you that I was watching Dead Battles and people will
Mm.
stop on my video just to like give me their thoughts and they don't know who I am. I mean, they like engaging contents. They like confrontations. They want to be vocal about like their side. People can be very political and all that stuff too.
What
So
if I
engaging content.
what if I just
Hmm?
started being wrong on purpose?
Raw on purpose?
Wrong.
Wrong. That's a valid strategy, but it's a double edge. It's a double. I've done that too. I've done that too, but I do it in a satire way. In my own technique for being wrong, it's being satire. Like I sometimes I have VTuber friends where I gaslit the fuck out of them until they crash out, just for the sake of having like an argument or some internet beef about you know. Here's the reasons why the music in Sonic is not a real like it's not real Sonic music. Like all the music in Sonic games is stolen music. There is no good Sonic music. What you call good Sonic music, it's not even Sonic music, which is
How
true by the way.
How dare you?
But it's true. You can't deny me. You know, they invited. So here's the thing: if you heard Sonic music, I'm getting. I am falling into my own trap, but I'm gonna crash out over that topic. But it's one of my favorite discussions because you're gonna tell me, like, the Sonic, no, the music in Sonic games. It's like, have you ever played a Sonic game? First of all,
Yes, multiple.
have you heard like Sonic Adventure, like Live and Learn and all that stuff?
Uh-huh.
Okay, those are vocal songs that are taking. Okay, so that one was probably made originally for Sonic Adventure, but most other Sonic games that are not Sonic Adventure, they have songs that are like, hey, here's a music band that made this song, and then they just slap it in Sonic and just call it part of Sonic. Like the entire soundtrack of Sonic Frontiers, it's not even Sonic music. And you know, when I think about Sonic music, I think about like the Green Hill, like, you know, like the classic, like, you know, the chip tunes from
Gotcha.
Sega, the original games. But the vocal songs, a lot of them are not even like, they just hire someone else. And I was having a discussion with the Sonic fandom. I invited some guests that, like, you know, Sonic fans, very well known in some niche communities and all that stuff. And I was having a discussion with them, even with like a music producer. I told them, hey, which one of these is the better Sonic music? The one song that is not from a Sonic band, or the one that Sega actually made? And they're like, first of all, Sain, hear me out. This is also considered Sega music. Okay, next time I see Limp Bizkit, he's officially part of Sega because he made.
Also, the lead singer of Hoobastank.
Yeah, you know that they're official Sonic canon now. They're my favorite song on this. Okay, yeah, that's I just like doing arguments like that with people. So was I being wrong on purpose? I was just gaslighting, and I'd be like, "This is not Sonic music." It is Sonic. So yes, it is Sonic music. To my Sonic friends, I was just trying to come up with an actual argument about it.
Like, all I could think, like, my immediate default thought was like, I like City Escape.
City Escape, they're rolling around at the speed of Sonic. This music has nothing Sonic related. It's like,
Hey, he's just rolling around.
yeah, I mean, but you see what I mean, right? Where the fuck is Sonic involved in that song? No, I'm kidding. Actually, City Escape was made for Sonic Adventure.
So you
But
picked the one that's specifically.
But when you think of the lyrics, it's like barely anything. It's like Sonic. Maybe rolling around and speed of sound, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Can't stick around.
Other than
Gotta keep
that,
moving on.
yeah, that's yeah. It's yeah, I proved my point. There is no Sonic involved in there. There isn't even the name Sonic or Sega or Tail or Amy.
What about Infinite's theme?
Infinite's theme. You can bring me the Shadow the Hedgehog theme song, and there's like nothing Shadow in there involved as well. It's just like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's like this is Cracker Barrel music, or no, wait, no, Texas Roadhouse music. Fucking
Texas Roadhouse music.
it's true. You can probably hit this in a bar like that, or in a restaurant like that. It's country music. Shadow the Hedgehog music is country music. This is why he loves Latinos.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm enlightening you, huh?
Son of a bitch.
This is the insanity hole that you're getting into by just talking with me. Your neurons are like dissipating right now.
I need you to know my first thought was like, I need to get to a Texas Roadhouse.
Damn. Their food kind of slaps, but it also gets me like a heart attack.
I like the biscuits. I'm a sucker for the biscuits.
Am I confusing you yet, by the way? Do you have any more questions for me? That are VTuber related?
How do you get a 2D model into a 3D Texas Roadhouse?
Easy question. There's 2D model. Well, there's this thing called a scooter.
You just have a monitor on wheels.
Yes. I'll go in there, an IRML style. Just roll around in a scooter with them, with my Life 2D model just like rolling around at the speed of sound.
You got places to go. You gotta follow your rainbow. You know what? I think we did actually just pass the hour 30-minute mark. I think we will wrap it up here. Now, Sain, thank you very much for coming on. This has been an absolute blast. I do have 2 questions to close us out, to get us out of here. Uh-huh. You're right.
I'm kidding. What? Yeah. What are the questions?
But first one would be: do you have a video on your channel you are particularly proud of that you'd like to see in the description of this here video?
Video on my channel? Ooh, that's a good question. You're asking a content creator to watch their own content. That's something that I just sometimes upload video and pray to God, and that's it. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. A video that I'm proud of. I suppose I could go with one of my hitters. This is the death battle of, like, this, we're talking about death battle. It's the Eggman versus Robotnik death battle. There was a huge argument in that comment section, so it's pretty fun to read. It even reinvented my entire, like, what do you call it? My entire death battle perspective. Because there's a joke inside of that video where Bowser wins. Oh, spoiler alert. Bowser wins by doing a specific technique that is like gambling related. It's like, this man won by luck. Oh my, are we gonna chance time the situation? Because chance, if you ever played Mario Party, Mario Party has a little mini game called chance time, where, you know, you hit a block and the block will decide the fate of the characters on the board. And then he uses that technique against Eggman, and he just like teleports the entire like battle over to the losing side of Eggman. And it's like, wait, what? It's like, that is so BS. What is this ability? This is just like gaming mechanics being used as like, oh, but Nintendo said everything is canon in Mario Party. It's like, oh, it's okay, fine. I guess we're using mechanics of like transferring coins over to the other player as transfer a dead beam over to the other player and killing them. Well, Bowser might as well just defeat everybody. Just put Bowser in the power scale of that battle. He's like on the top 10 probably.
Multiversal.
Hell yeah! I mean, at that point, yes, it is. It's like it's and now every time that I do a death battle, I ask myself, are we going to chance time this battle? Because chance time is the ultimate like gamble technique. Chance time. That's all. So I'll send you the link to the video.
Sure thing.
Which one it is? Yeah, here we go. It is this one right here. And also, because of that video, it also helped me. It also helped me learn a lot about like how to come up with like proper ways to do reaction videos. And yeah, it's either this video or the Murder Drones reaction video, because there was an animation on YouTube called Murder Drones, created by the same people who made the Amazing Digital Circus, and it was phenomenal. It's only a 3 hours long series. I watched all of it. I got 25,000 views in there, and in one video, I did streaming. Look, I did content creation for like at this point like 2.5 years. I didn't know what the fuck to do on my YouTube. My channel wasn't monetized. I didn't know how to monetize this. I watched one video and it gave me 3,000 hours of watch time for YouTube. Immediately, one video took me monetized, complete channel. Holy shit, what is this? There's no money in there, but you know, it's like, cause YouTube doesn't pay that much, by the way. A lot of content creators should be very, very wary of like false expectations. Unless you're like part of like the 1%, you're not making anything or much. But yeah, that video got me into like nice places, and it's a good learning mark for me. And anyone can take it as an example, and yeah.
I don't have to worry about monetization because I do this for fun.
But even so, you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, if you want to try harder, you can honestly like just give it a go like that, and give it your best. If you're curious about it, of course. I'm never. One of the things that I also try to realistically have a conversation with people is like, you know, there's a reality to content creation that is like, you know, you whether you want to like have this be a main thing or not, it's up to you. I'm never gonna impose upon your desires upon it. If you want to try hard, give it your best, but also keep your mind, you know, on the realistic side of it. That understanding it's its own unique challenge, and molding around it can. You're probably going to be the only person in the universe who's going to have like the answer how to mold it to yourself, because it goes according to your living style, to your availability, your time, and your desires when it comes to like your hobbies combined. So yeah, well, I can recommend a lot of things you can do. It's up to you and how you mold it and how much fun you have with it. And I wish you the best of luck with that.
Thank you very much. And I do have one last question before we get out of here.
Hit me off.
Would you be open to coming back as a return guest?
Totally, of course.
I don't know why I was waiting
Totally.
for just no.
No. They'd be like, no way.
Let's say after all that, just nah, I'm good, thank you.
Well, I'm good. If I'm available, I'll let you know.
Absolutely.
Fortunately, today was one of those days where I have a bit of availability, but I do have to get going because I already see the ping messages of me had taking care of like cybernetic business.
Well, with that, Sain, thank you so much for coming on. Like I said before, this has been an absolute blast talking to you. And for the for the party people at home, thank you for sticking with us to the end of this here episode. There will be links to not only the video we mentioned earlier, but Sain's Twitch and YouTube channel. But with that, this has been Demasked. My name is Fresman, and I'll see all of you next time.
Bye bye.